Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to some more live coding. Today I'm going to be doing some Minecraft stuff. Some Minecraft server improvements, customization, maintenance. Nothing too glamorous. Just some sysadmin kind of stuff. So, in the video description, I put an agenda of kind of what's on my to-do list. I'm gonna try and knock out as many as I can while I'm streaming. So let's see. Setting better backups. So right now I have the backups working, but the command only does one backup. And it just keeps overriding the same backup. And that's no good. I need to keep multiple backups tagged with the date. And the server's been having some connection issues. It's been having some CPU issues, I think, is what's at the core of it. Someone built some kind of crazy spider farm or something, and it just hogs up all the CPU. And I don't know where it is or anything. But people should be allowed to do it. My server should be able to handle it. Yeah, see, it can't even connect right now. But sometimes it'll fail the first time and work again. So I can't even SSH, which is kind of... Oh, see, now SSH is working. And if I do a top, you can see Minecraft is 100% CPU. I mean, there's multiple CPUs, so that's one CPU's worth, which means it's probably the one main thread just hogging everything. And that's it. So let's see. Can I connect again now? Now that I can SSH? Yeah, see, it's like the whole... Whoa. Oh, yeah. The mouse doesn't work in the VM, so I have a kind of a broken neck. They call me Broken Neck Nano. At least when I'm in the virtual machine. But let's see here. So, server's back for now. So let's fix these backups. I have a backup script. It's right there. It's called Backup Server. And it's right in the root of my Minecraft server directory. So right now it's just making one backup, and that's not really what I want. I actually want to have a remote server set up, and I want to do regular backups. And I want to back up everything, I think. It's 590 megabytes. But what about for the world folders? Now let's see, go into world and do the same thing. du-h 511 megabytes is the world. So everything outside of the world is like 80 megabytes. And that's the other worlds too. So it's not that much. Most of it is all in the world. But it wouldn't hurt to just back up everything. So I'm going to keep doing that, but the thing is, bash scripting stinks. If you look at that bash script, it's just not pretty. Ruby is a good scripting language that fits well with the command line, because you can... I'll show you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. I haven't done any Ruby stuff on the channel yet. Well, not in the streams, at least. I've got some tutorials on how to make games. I've got a Game of Life tutorial. Yeah, so let me install Ruby. Do I have it installed? Ruby, no. So let's just sudo apt install Ruby. And I'll show you. I'll show you my Game of Life that I wrote too. Oh, I'm on the production server. So Is that my password? Yeah. Okay. So locally, I should have Ruby. Yeah, so I can do gem install... What I called it Nanolife. So... let's install it. Sudo gem install Nanolife. Oh, it needs to build the native extensions. It should have GCC and all that. Oh, it needs Ruby. Sudo apt install Ruby dev. Ruby dev. That should give us the Ruby headers that we need to compile. Okay. What happened to the music? Let's try synthwave. Sure. Okay, now we got Ruby headers. Now we should be able to do the gem install Nanolife. This is a quick detour since we're talking about Ruby. Since I'm talking about Ruby, I just thought I'd show this off. Okay, I need OpenAL too. Sudo apt install OpenAL. OpenAL dev. apt cache search. OpenAL. Live OpenAL. Sudo apt install live OpenAL. Live OpenAL 1. There we go. Now will my gem install work? And it should. Jordy Sales says, need to go. That stinks. But I'm glad you came by and said hi. Welcome. Hope you catch the next one. I'm trying to do them daily, so hopefully you'll be able to catch another one. Let's see. Oh, did it work? Nanolife? Wait, hold on. Let me scroll up. No, same problem, even after installing. No such file directory, include AL. Oh well, that is besides the point. But I will pull up the repository real quick. It's github.com. Oh, this was Unity. I thought they had Unity on Linux, but they don't. It was like a development thing. I mean, this is from a long time ago. But they don't really have an official up-to-date build as far as I know. But if we go to github.com and it doesn't lag out. Okay, so we're on the Minecraft server, we got Ruby, we should have Ruby. Okay, so like in Ruby, you can just do backtick and start running shell commands. So you can do like ls.split and boom, you got a list that you can work with in Ruby. So it's really easy to go back and forth between shell and Ruby. So you can basically write all the shell code you want and then dip into Ruby as needed, or vice versa. But let's go to the Ruby documentation. Print date. So really what I want to do is get I want to get a Ruby script that will do my backups and rotate my backups. Or should we just keep going with the bash script and just persevere? So we'll do bash date. Yeah, but the one thing is like, maybe I can use a log rotate tool. Would that be a better option? It's not log file, it's really a backup file. Backup file rotate. Yeah, rotate backups. What is this? This looks like it might help. Otherwise, I guess... yeah, let's keep going with the Ruby version, but I'm going to develop locally and get a version ready. So I'm going to use RubyMine. And I'm going to define all the little tasks that I need to do to get this done. Do not import. Yeah, I haven't run RubyMine, so this is going to be the first time. Okay, this one finally popped up. RubyMine is still loading. It's the first time, so we'll give it a little... we'll give it a break. Yeah, so John Conway's Game of Life implemented in Ruby with Gosu. And it basically implements Game of Life with graphics. That's about it. That's all it does. You can start it, stop it, replay it, randomize it. Okay, RubyMine is finally open. Let's create a new project. This is going to be an empty project, and we'll just make it in the home directory and call it MC Backup Rotator? Rotator. We'll just call it Backup Rotate. Minecraft Backup Rotate. We'll add a Ruby SDK. What is the default Ruby? Where Ruby? Which Ruby? User bin Ruby. You got it. User bin Ruby. Thank you for finding it. 2.5. Yeah, I'm cool. That's a good one. Music's a little too intense for the second. Okay, we got a totally new directory. We're gonna call this one backup MC data .rb. And so this one is going to... oh, I need to make the fonts bigger. Settings, appearance, use custom fonts, and we will just bump it up to 20. Apply. So now the UI font's much bigger. We also need to go into the editor and click on font, and I'm going to use hack and set it to... I'm going to set it to 20 as well. We'll use a big font. Okay. So that should be better. Hopefully that's easier to read. So, it's a good song. I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit. It's hard to gauge if it's a little too loud. So this is gonna back up the world folders, configs, plugins, and all that in a single tarball, gzipped, a single zipped tarball. That line's a little long. Okay, and on top of that we need to dump the database, and it's okay because we'll just do the same. We'll just kind of pull in the shell that we have over here. Wait, let's see, that's not the whole thing, is it? Let me make it smaller so I can copy it all over. And then I'll put it down here just for reference. I'll quit out of the editor. Okay. We need to back up the world and dump the database. We need to check. We also need to check the dates on the backups. Check the dates on existing backups, delete oldest one, or if limit reached. So we'll set some kind of limit, like how many files, maybe keep 7 copies and just do daily, something like that. And we're also going to need, so what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to list the folders, list file, well we could do folders since we'll package everything inside a folder or a zip or something. List folder by date in directory. SSH push backup to remote server. I guess we can use rsync there. Rsync with remote server because we want to push the backups to a remote server. Okay, so we got a handful of tasks here. Let's just start with one thing at a time. We'll go from the top. So we need to back up the worlds, and we already have a way to do that here. So Ruby change directory. I'd prefer to use, what is it? It's like os dir.churdir. I think that's it. Okay. Is that right? Churdir. Yep. Dir. Okay, 2.6. That's okay. Yeah. We call it like that. Yeah. : to get it directly. And then we're gonna say to the backup dir. We'll do the same thing. Backup dir equals. And we'll just put this hard coded in because it's config value, right? Where do we backup test? We'll do everything locally in that backup test directory. And so if it doesn't exist, just error. We'll just go with an error. And Discord webhook notification. So we're gonna need Discord webhook URL. That way, if the backup fails for any reason, it'll send a message to the Minecraft channel in Discord, and we'll get a notice that it didn't work. Okay. We can get that. We can get that in a second. I don't want to add too many features here, but that one would be nice. Okay. So we're going to move to the directory. Now in Ruby, you can check the error code, I think the same way you can in Bash. You know, in Bash you can do $? But in Ruby, I think it's a special variable. Yeah. No, that's only if you call system. But we did, no. We didn't yet. Well, let's try this. Puts. Oh, the terminal's too tiny. I'll use the big terminal. Okay. No, so backup dir is going to be inside this project folder that we're working in. So we're going to go inside the folder, and if it, I want to try it where it doesn't exist and it should fail, and I want to see if it prints out the error code properly. So we'll say Ruby backup. Well, it just threw an exception. Ruby catch exception. You have to do a weird begin and end. It's something like this. It's like dash equal begin and equal end. Computers with Nikita. Nikita says, you inspired me to start a Spigot server. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. And cool. I hope it helped. I hope you learned some stuff, and you know, let me know how it goes. I hope it goes well. Let's see. Handling an exception. Begin, rescue, end. Oh, there's no equal. Begin, rescue, end. Okay, so inside rescue we can say directory doesn't exist. And if it doesn't, we can handle it however we want. Directory does not exist. Okay. In that case, right now, we'll just say, we'll make a function called error exit. Def error exit. And this way we can control what happens. We'll say, error during backup, and this is where we'll toss the webhook. That way, no matter what the error is, print it out, we'll log it, and we'll toss it over to the Discord webhook. Post to Discord webhook URL. Okay, and we can pass it a message. Let's just do, put the message there. And then put the message there. What is it complaining about? No parentheses around arguments. Okay. We'll save webhook to the dictionary so it doesn't complain. We'll also save nanodano to the dictionary because it belongs there. Okay, so now we have error exit and we got all that good stuff. And since it's an error, we want to exit the script and not continue. So it's exit 0. Exit 1 since it's an error. Okay, so that'll be our kind of general handler for an error. And actually, let's see, Ruby post JSON HTTP. Let's go get that webhook URL. Try it out real quick. I've got to test Discord. And actually, I probably have an example of how to do this in Ruby already. So I'm going to check my cookbook real quick. Yeah, under recent cookbook, let's open the Ruby section. Okay, Ruby section. I want HTTP, JSON handle. JSON handle will help. I also want HTTP. Let's see, do I have a whole folder? I've got web scrape. Web scraping. Okay, so between the web scraping, I need to make this a little smaller. Okay. So let's see, I got the test server. I need a webhook. Let's make a channel called Minecraft just to kind of mimic what we've got in production. Hey Nikita, you know any plugins that'll help stop people from hacking? I liked your lava job that you did on the spawn. It was creative. It made me realize that the lava flow is a totally separate permission that I have to set on the world guard to protect it. Okay, I just need a webhook. Webhook. Okay, we're gonna call this Minecraft error. Copy that webhook, give it a save. We'll throw it in the config here. Wait, I'm in RubyMine. Okay, Got the webhook URL. And normally you want to keep that secret. I don't recommend doing what I'm doing. And so now that's all good. All we have to do then is post a JSON to it. And let's go back to the cookbook for that. So we can parse it, but what I really want to do is an HTTP post. HTTP post Ruby, please. Coder wall. Now let's go to the official docs. Net HTTP. Cool. Required net HTTP. Okay, I can do that. A get. Post. I want a post. Post, please. Thank you. Official documentation. That is exactly what I needed. And I'll put that. I'll make another function called. Hey, dude, that's effed up. LOL. That's the person's name. That's not me saying that. It's the chatter. Welcome. It's good to see you guys here. Are you guys on the Minecraft server playing around? So I'm gonna make one called def post Discord webhook, and also take in a message. And we're gonna use their reference. So the URL is going to be the URI of the Discord webhook URL, and then net HTTP post. Ooh, it's not a post form. Well, I guess technically it is. Okay, and what we want is basically content to be our message, and I think that's it. So puts the response, even though they're really. Actually, what I really want to do is put the status code, status code, return code. What's the code? Let me see. Active address search, ciphers, close, copy, delete, get, head, key, local lock, max, open. Wait, I already forgot what I was looking for now. I'm looking for the response code. It's okay. I'll just put out the body. That's fine. We'll know if it works if it shows up in Discord. So watch. I'm going to run it again. Directory does not exist. Oh, I need to make the call to the function. So we'll say post, and we'll just send the message. Actually, what we'll do is send... oops. So I'm going to make this the new message. We'll call it full message. And then we'll put that out, and then we'll post that whole with the error during backup and everything. So now if we run it, hopefully it should post. Oh, I need to import net or require net/HTTP. I think that will fix it. Boom. And why not? Let's put puts and say, what happened to the music? Yeah, next song just started. We'll say puts posting message to Discord. And why not? We'll just throw in the whole message to the log too. Okay, so let's check the server, the Discord server. Did it show up? It looks like something did. Yeah, excellent. Boom. Message on Discord. Error during backup. Directory does not exist. It's probably not a good idea to send specific error messages, but here we're actually controlling. We don't want to just dump the system message. We don't want to dump actual directories or anything, but it's just nice to know, oh, there was an error, like, generally what was the problem. Out of this space, or permission problem. Which, well, you know, what was it? Could not connect. Could it not connect to the backup server? Was it out of this space? Okay, so we got a nice beginnings going on. And now we've done the equivalent of a CD. We are changing directory. The hard way. Okay. Now that we've gone to the directory we want to, and guaranteed it exists, we want to do the tar. Yeah, okay, so we can delete that because we just did it. So now we want to back up the world folders. So we're going to call it backup directory. Right, so we want to tar up the whole directory and gzip it. So I'm gonna go with archive. Whatever. Archive directory sounds a little bit better for me right now. And we're gonna need the paths, or should we just assume? I mean, this is specifically for my Minecraft thing, so I'm gonna make it. Let's see. Archive directory. What are we doing normally? We basically tar create file, server, MC server, and then the date. So people, you know, YYYY mmdd.tar.gz. Well, it's going to be tar, and then we're going to do gzip file. The file. Is that how you do it in Ruby, or is it the hash? Yeah, it's like that. So we'll go with the file name. And we'll put that right there too. .tar. Let's... Whatever, that's fine. File name equals this, and we'll swap out that with a date. We'll to do put in real date. Okay, I just want to try this, and that should be fine. We can just call the system commands there. I'll use the big terminal and get out of there. Close that one. Okay, so we're in this folder. And we want to back up. We want to give it a directory to back up. Dir to back up. And then here we want to say back up the dir to back up. Next song, please. Tar, create file, tar, backup directory. And is that right? Hold on. Directory to backup. Yeah, so for example, we'll use an example directory to work with. And that is backup test. We'll call it fake server. Make dir fake server. Touch fake server slash test.txt. Okay, so now we've got like a fake server we can test the backups on. Okay, next song, please. Then we'll do... Okay, so we'll pass in this backup. Well, I'll rename this one to backup destination. Backup destination dir. Yeah, do the refactor. And then here I'll say server to backup dir. Server dir to backup, dir to backup. There's two problems in computer science, and naming is one of those hard problems. Dir to backup. I would much rather lean towards being longer on the variables than too short. You can always shorten them, but it's better to be helpful. So we've got a directory to back up, and in this case we'll do archive directory dir to backup. Okay, so we'll say puts attempting to backup dir to backup. And let's give it a little info tag. And here we give it an error. Okay. Tar zip. Okay, that should be good. Let's test it out. And I want to chmod plus x the backup. And we'll do a shebang user bin and Ruby. Like that. And then we can just do / backup. Okay, directory does not exist. Posting message to Discord. Directory does not exist. Okay. Cool. So I do want to make sure that the backup directory exists myself before, so it doesn't accidentally make a directory somewhere I don't expect. And now we've explicitly created our Ruby resembles Python. You're right. Ruby and Python I put right next to each other. They're like twins that don't look alike, the fraternal twins. They serve the same purpose, and they're almost interchangeable in the sense that like their feature set is relatively the same. Ruby lets you do a bit more funky stuff with the objects. They let you do the duck typing, and you can really easily modify existing classes. Like you can just add another function to the existing string, which is kind of cool, but also kind of scary depending on how big your code is. But yeah, Ruby's good again for like what we're doing here on line 36, on line 37, where I'm doing the backticks, and I do backtick tar, backtick gzip. I'm actually running system commands, but I'm going to be able to do like the file name generation and the loop and the control all in Ruby. But you know, that's why I like Ruby for doing sysadmin and shell scripting stuff, because you can just drop right into the shell and do it. You don't have to do everything the long hard way in Ruby. Okay, so now I want to rerun it. Now attempting to back up. Tar removing leading / from member names, that's fine. And so, no wait, where did it? Okay. So yeah, it created the tar and this zip file. So let's go in there and let's extract the zip file just to make sure it actually. Oh yeah, see it did the whole structure. So I guess that's okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. But let's, oops. Nautilus. Let's just make sure it actually got the data. Yeah, it's all there. So that's good enough. We will remove that home folder right there. We will remove that zip file. Okay, so let me fix the date on that one. I think I still have... Wait. Date, here we go. I want today. Yeah, they've got a today function. But that will give you... That will give you the date object of today. So if you do date today you'll get that, but what you really want to do is do like format it a specific way. Stir format. Oh no, I need to go back up to the top and look for some kind of format. Some kind of format function. Okay, Google, let's do Ruby print YYYYMMDD. Stir from time. Time.now.stir for time. I'm gonna copy that. Yeah, so I'm gonna need to import time, I think. And actually, I think it's gonna be something more like that. Time : now, stir for time, and I actually want the other way around. I want %y, %m, which is gonna give me the m with the leading 0, and little d with the, which will give me the day with the little leading 0. Nothing in between them, no slashes, nothing like that. So I'm gonna try like that. So now it should, we'll say puts attempting to back up, dirty backup to, where's it going? File name. Okay. And then I'm going to comment these out so it doesn't actually do it. I just want to see if it got the name right. So let's go down and let's run it. Back up. Attempting to back up that folder to MC server, blah blah blah, 2019-02-26. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Okay, so now we've tagged our backup with the name. We need to do the MySQL dump too. So we're going to say archive database. And we'll go ahead and dump in the user. I guess these are going to be constants that I pass in. And this is going to be where I call it, not where I define it. So we're going to pretend we're calling it. DB user, DB pass, DB name, user pass name, and host. Okay. Now if we alt enter, yeah, it should give us the option to create the method, and it creates it there for us. And so let's see, that's going to be user pass name host, and we're just going to call out to the system here. So we're going to do MySQL. Actually, what we should do it. Sorry. Jumping back up here to do error check, and we'll use the that symbol. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna finish this. So MySQL dump -u user -p. Yeah, and this isn't. It's not good to use the password there, but it's all local, and I'm doing it. -p. And if anybody's got a better suggestion, I'm open to it. I mean, you could do environment variables and stuff, but that gets a little trickier and messier. Even in Jenkins, if you put the secret in Jenkins, you're gonna have to call MySQL dump this way unless you actually use like the Ruby MySQL library, and that's not good. I've used the Ruby MySQL library. That one's actually not very good. At least the one I used, and it's probably been a while. And the database name is name? No, that's the DB name. And then we want to dump that out to the output file name. And we'll say output file name is mcdb. It's MySQL, so just to be explicit, we'll say MC MySQL. And then we'll do the date thing again. And it should be the same date. Okay. I think that's good enough for me. So I'm also going to take this and I'm going to move it up. Control Shift up and down helps with that. And next song. Okay, so we got archive directory and dump database. And so I'm going to put all those things up here. We got a DB user. And I think I have a local one called DD Minecraft that we can test. And so I've got host, name, and what was it, pass? Yeah. So I think all of them, let's see, this is just local. Okay. So I think we're all set there. I'm actually going to test it out. So let's run backup MC data. Actually, we can do this. We can just right click and hit run. Since we're not passing it any arguments, it's all in the config. Okay, finish with exit code 0. That's good. That means it's done. Let's see, let's look in the browser. So fake server backup. Yeah, look at that. Oh, okay, so what we did was it dumped the database. I think let's see. Show and dolphin. There we go. How big is it? 0 bytes. Okay, it's 0 bytes, meaning it probably didn't work. So where did it fail? We're doing MySQL dump -u user -p pass database name. Oh, maybe my creds are wrong. Let's try it out real quick. We'll do MySQL -u dd Minecraft -p dd Minecraft dd Minecraft. No. Is it just called password? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's just change the config up here to password. And now let's run it, and I think it'll work. Oh, interesting. So that one already exists. Do we want to override? In that case, you know what? Let's actually put the time. Let's put the time. And actually, I need to look up the date formatting for Ruby for the hours and minutes and seconds. Let's see. Here we go. Hour of the day, 24 hour. Yeah, I want big H. Big M, HM, and probably a big S. Yeah, HMS. Okay. Big H, big N, big S. Actually, I'm just gonna do hour and minute. And I'm gonna put a dash between them. And I'm gonna turn that into a function since I just changed it, and get date formatted. Get date format, we'll just call it that. And I think Ruby will return by default. I don't think you have to explicitly say return. I think you can just do like that. And so down here I'm gonna do the same thing. That way they'll stay consistent. And so what do I want to do? Do I want to delete it if it exists? Yeah, I do, because if it's down to the minute and it's something running the same minute, I'll let it overwrite. So we'll do remove file name, and we're already in the backup directory, so that should be okay. Actually, it's gzip that has a problem. So it's tar.gz we want to remove. Prevent do you want to overwrite message. Okay. So yeah, we'll do the error checking now that we're here. We'll say if that's non-zero, basically, error exit tar failed to create file name .tar from dirty backup. Actually, negative. I don't want to put that much error information into the Discord message. I just want to say tar failed to create file. Okay. And then this one I just want to do quietly. If it errors, it's fine. But I do want to check the error here again. So if that one failed, we'll say error exit gzip failed on server backup. Okay, our to-dos are done there. Now we've got to archive the database. That should be done too. Okay, stop. Now it should all be good. This should, well, of course, in theory, run. So let's run it and see. Tar failed. Tar failed. What happened with tar? Let's empty out the directory. Oops. Okay, I'll empty it this way. Okay, run it. Tar failed. Okay, so maybe my error checking is wrong, or maybe it's treating that warning as an error. So why don't we put that and see what's going on? Exit 3. Oh, it says exit 0. So do I need exit status? I see. So that's actually got the whole process information. Exited. No, I want exit status. Okay, so that should work better. No, it still says tar failed. 0. Oh, I need to do here in the if statements, not just in the print statement. Tar failed. Why does it say tar failed? Puts this and it says 0. I guess in Ruby the zero values are a little different. So 0 is not the equivalent of null. Yeah, so there we go. Now it works that I'm explicitly checking does not equal 0, which is better to be explicit anyway. Then it says remove cannot remove. That's fine. And then MySQL dump warning. That warning is okay. It looks like it backed up our stuff. We've got the tar. Oh, we got the tar and the tar GZ. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, we need to get the name. We need to get the name once because it might roll over. So let's do this. Let's just set the date format up front. And we'll say the formatted date equals this. And we'll just set it once at the beginning. And we will just reuse it. That way, if the minute rolls over, it won't have a problem like trying to match the file names. And then down here, same thing. And maybe my tar, so it should be filename.tar. Okay, so let's try running it. Undefined local variable. I want it to be a global. How do I make it? Can I? Local. Is there actually like a global keyword in Ruby? I did not know. No. Yeah, no, there's not. How do I make a global, Ruby global? Did I just typo it or something? No, I pasted it. Do I have to say global variables? No, hold on a second. Global variables should be used sparingly. I mean, I don't want it to be global. I just want it to be like in module. You put a $sign in front of it. Is that it? Do I just put it up here? And then it works suddenly? No, I have to put it down here too, huh? Okay. And yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm not like a daily Ruby user, but I like to stay fresh and keep up with all the languages. And I do like to reuse Ruby in certain situations, so... Okay, this one looks like it's working better. Working better, looking good. Oh, we didn't set the host here in the MySQL dump, just to be explicit. So maybe we reuse it later. So archive database, archive directory. Actually, we'll check the error message there too. So if MySQL dump exit status is not equal 0, then we're going to call our error exit and say MySQL dump failed. MySQL dump failed. And every time it exits, it's going to post to our... Yeah, so we get a message if it ever fails in Discord. Okay, so now at the bottom, we've basically got like our main... Okay, we can delete that because that whole to-do is done now. And then, oh yeah, we need to rotate the backups to prevent this space from getting flooded. And to do that, yeah, we'll have to delete the oldest one. And we also want to do an rsync with a remote server. Okay, so all this down here was our reference from before. And I can start deleting it because, yeah, we tarred it, we gzipped it, we MySQL dumped it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the same. We want to gzip the database file too. Oh, and you know what? We need plus .mysql. At least that's how I want to end it. And I want to change up here too. So this is going to be plus.tar. Okay. I think this is better. And then after this, we're going to have to do remove the output file. Music, where'd you go? Okay, let's try a different playlist. We'll try the chiptune playlist. Yeah, remove output file.gz in case it exists. And we don't care if that one fails. We just want to make sure it doesn't. And then we want to gzip the file name, the output file. And that's that. And then what we're left with is the gzip file for both of them. So let me clear this out and let me right-click run. Okay, and we can see now we've got a tar.gzip and a mysql.gzip, both with the dates and the time tacked on. Okay, cool. So that looks good. The last piece to this is to rotate the log files. So this is what we need to do. We need to How many do we want to keep? If it's doing it every... Shoot, let's see how much disk space we've got on the box. SSH to the remote server. If it's even allowing me to connect. I told you earlier I've been... Oh no. There was a message earlier, but it looks like I missed it. Oh man, they boxed me in. Hello? They boxed me in, I'm stuck. But that's okay, I just wanted to see if it was up. Disconnect. Okay, now why can I not SSH? Can I SSH now? Please let me back into my own server. I know you can do it. Anyway, let's see. Let's say log count limit. Oh no. Backup count limit equals what? How many do we want to keep? We'll say it's backing up every 30 minutes, but I don't want to. I'm gonna change that to like if it's 500 megabytes a piece. 2 backups is a whole gigabyte. Let's say I'll dedicate a whole 20 gigabytes. That's 40 backups. That's 2 days if I do it every hour. We'll say backup count limit equals 24, and we'll do it once an hour. Okay, so this isn't going to care how often we do it or how fast we do it, but it will set a limit on how many files we can keep here. Okay, so we need to rotate, so we'll call it def delete oldest backup, and we'll do that to keep the disk space from filling up. Yeah, and to do that, actually we can might as well put it up here, and then basically call it down here, delete oldest backup, and we'll say if the limit's reached, we'll just call this one rotate. If limit is reached, rotate deleting oldest backup. So to determine the oldest backup, we will check the dates in the file names. We're not going to check the timestamps, we're just going to go with the names in the file. So what we'll do is we're basically going to do like a glob in the backup directory for like the file names, the MC server backup, and then kind of do the same thing for the MySQL one. And then for each one, we will sort it by name to get the oldest one. And so we'll call this data backups. And I guess we should just package the backups into one thing and just delete the whole directory. Whatever, I'll just keep the files separate for now. And they'll all just go in the same folder. So what's going on with the music keeps stopping? Alright, there we go. Okay, so let's go back to the Ruby official docs, Ruby docs. And we want glob. I think glob is the one we want. Dir glob. Yeah, and then the pattern you want to match. And we don't want anything recursively, so we should just be able to do dir glob, and then when we pass it the pattern we want, so it's going to be, let's see, I need to make sure it matches what's up here. So maybe I'll put that one way up here too. Kind of put them together. And this is now going to be $ MySQL. Same thing down here and here. Okay, now up here we're gonna say server backup file name is that, and we'll put that one way up here too. Oops, and give it a $, and then come back down and fix it up. Wait, why is it not complaining? Okay, yeah, there. Okay. So we've got archive directory, archive database, and now in the rotate backups what I can do is say you know what, let's see. What I really wanted was like the prefix. So I guess I really should kind of separate that out. Man, this is getting a little too... Let's see. I know how we can do it. We'll just do tar.gz and .mysql.gz. We'll do star.tar.gz, and that's going to be all the... That's going to be all of the server files. No, this is terrible. I need to combine them. I need to combine them together. So what we'll do is say dump this, dump that, and then tar them together again. I mean, why not? Why not? Okay. Should I do that? I should make it. What I should be doing is making a directory, dumping the files in there, tarring that and gzipping it. But I'm just gonna follow through with this since I've already done it this far. I just want to finish this. So yeah, we'll do the same thing. Dir glob this, dir glob that, and we'll check for my SQL.gzip, and we'll say db backups equals that, and here it's gonna be server backups, and then those should be lists with the files that we need. So we'll just go ahead and put those out as debug, and this is now called rotate backups. So let's run it and see if it does print out what we think it does. Good. So we see it does in fact print out all the names of the MySQL files and the tar files. So then we want to sort them. So what I'll just do is I'm going to put the pattern as the variable there, and so then I'm going to say, this way I can change it later, because I'm going to definitely want to fix this, and I think by doing this I'll later be able to just combine them into one and just delete the second call, and that we'll just say files. Okay. Files equals dir glob pattern. And then we'll just puts the files. And again, run it once just to make sure it still works. Cool. And now we want to sort, so we want to do files.sort. And I think... No, wait. In Ruby, I think we want sort with an exclamation point, which means it's going to sort in place. So let's try it without the sort again. So that did definitely look sorted, but let's run it again without it, and it still kind of looks sorted. So let's try sort.reverse. Just to see if it's taking. Yeah, it is. Okay. And then, so basically we want to take off the top one, or the bottom one. Let's see. So we're going to say puts files 0. And we'll just reverse it if we need to. So we want the oldest one. The oldest one here is going to be 147. So if we run it, hopefully we should just see the 147. Yeah, we see the two 147 files. And then we just call delete. And for that, I will call... I'll go ahead and use the Ruby one. Ruby delete file. File : delete. File : delete. And actually, it should be relative, so I can just say file 0. And actually, I only want to do all of this if the limit is reached. And so we'll say get the files, and we'll say if files.length is greater than, what is it called? Max, what do we call it up at the very top? Backup count limit. So if the number of files is greater than backup count limit, then, well, let's just do this. Let's say if it's less than the backup count limit, we'll just return and be done. And if not, then we can assume that we have gone over the backup count limit. And if we're over the backup count limit, we want to make sure they're sorted, and then delete the oldest one. And it knows it's the oldest one because it should be sorted by name. So let's run it again. Okay, so let's go back and change the backup count limit to 3. And this is going to be fairly stupid. So like if we say 3, it's not going to force 3 and cut down all of the other ones. It's just going to say if there's more than that, then I'm going to start trimming. Every time I back up, I'm going to cut an old one. So if I run it a couple times, we should see that it's rotating. And okay, so interesting. Yeah, every time it backs up, actually it is going to trim it. So good, it will self-trim over time. Perfect. So let's see if it's less than or equal to backup count limits. Okay, so we should get at least... Oh, it's because I'm running them on the same minute. I need to run them a little slower, I guess. Well, in this case, I guess we can just put the seconds back. Okay, so now we should see... Good. Now we see them rotating. And there's a maximum of three pairs in this case. Excellent. That's exactly how I want it to behave. And on top of that, we have it posting when it fails over to Discord. So I'm pretty much done. Oh yeah, the last step is just to rsync it, and we can actually just call rsync with the remote serve, you know, just like that. Just like that. We can do something like that and then be done. Awesome. And then we can push it up to production and test it out. No parentheses. Oh, I guess I need some parentheses there. Awesome. So let's make sure we're doing, yeah, let's do some error checking here. We'll do the same thing. If the error, now why did this one stop too? Okay. If exit status not equals 0, we'll say gzip. Gzip failed on DB. Okay. So this is really, you know, the main. Why not? We'll just call it main. And then we'll put that stuff inside of main. And down here, we'll just call main. And we'll actually say sync with remote. And then here, we'll call this sync with remote. Put that inside. Take that whole block, move it up here. And now we've got, well, let's say that's to do. I need to fill that out. So now we've got a beautiful backup script. A nice, beautiful Ruby backup script. And the nice thing about having the Ruby, and the reason I chose, again, the Ruby instead of just working on that ugly bash script we had, is for one, you get a lot more functions available to you, but at the same time you can still just dip in and do like we're doing here, just backtick and do MySQL dump, remove gzip, and still just call rsync and do all that good stuff. So, but now we've got our logic and flow managed in Ruby as opposed to the logic being flowed in Bash, which is just gross. Now wait a second. This can go inside main. Okay, we got all our configurations up top. Our helpful functions. Archive directory, archive database, rotate backups. Oh, I need some parentheses. Thank you. And then main, and just call main at the end. Boom. You are a raccoon? Hi, Mel Black. I'm actually a panda, if you want to get technical about it. I mean, I'm a human, but I'm playing No, I'm not a raccoon. I'm playing panda. I'm playing a panda. But welcome. Welcome, Mel Black. And welcome everybody else. Welcome everybody who's watching and hanging out. We just finished. Well, we're like 99% done here. I think, yeah, I was just going through, I was cleaning it up, and I was checking to see if we missed any error checking. See if I missed any error checking. And also just make sure it all looks good before I tack on this last command, which is going to be rsync. And just to make sure we call it right, we can just pull up the man for rsync. XDayGT says, "Who know game Growtopia?" No, sorry, I haven't heard of that one. But welcome. So yeah, rsync, source destination. It's basically like an SCP, except it's just going to sync the whole directory. So after we do all the cleanup, and storing, then we're just going to sync that remotely. And so what we're going to need to do is have a remote host, remote SSH host, remote SSH port. Well, we can add that later if we need a specific one, but we'll just do host remote SSH user and remote SSH key file. Okay, and so here we're going to say, we'll call it Minecraft. Oh, no, no, no. The host is going to be an IP address. I need to go make the remote server to back it up on. You know, I was looking at the DigitalOcean backups that they provide you, and they charge you $4 a month for the backup, but for $5 a month you can just set up a whole nother server. So for my use case, and they only back it up like once a week or something. So for my use case, it's actually cheaper and more efficient to just set up a second server and push my stuff over there. Hold on, let me get my two-factor. So we'll do excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Okay. So I need to add another droplet. Create a droplet. We'll do another Ubuntu, and this can be, yeah, this can be a little tiny one. This is just gonna be a $5 a month one. And we'll add my SSH keys. Okay, choose a host name. This is going to be backup. Backups. It's not actually going to be a valid DNS name, but we'll use it as a, we'll use it. Okay, so when that's done in a second, I'll get the IP address, and then we can plug it in, and we'll set up the user. Remote SSH user is going to be Minecraft, and the remote SSH key file is going to be, well, for right now it's going to be home nanodano.sh/idrsa, yeah, like that. Okay, so we're gonna do rsync that directory with SSH user at the SSH host colon. We'll just put it in the home directory. Boom, just like that. Actually, we'll put it in a backups directory in the home folder. So now that should sync the backup directory to the Minecraft user on the remote server. Backups in the home directory. Okay, so if we run it, it should fail. And it actually did not handle the error for this rsync properly, so we're going to check it. Exit status does not equal 0, then we'll say error exit failed to sync backups remotely. So now we should see that message when we run it. Failed to sync backups remotely, cool, and we even get our Discord notice that tells us. And now we need to fix that by fixing our SSH by going back to DigitalOcean, getting the IP address. Okay. Now it's on, I guess. Oh, my SSH keys are already set up because that's what DigitalOcean does. So now that I have the IP plugged in, I guess first I need to go make the Minecraft user and set up a user. Well, instead of doing that, let's just right now use my user. Okay, so now it should work. Now it's probably going to take a second because it's syncing, but in a minute it should tell us it's done. Hopefully. So maybe we can print out some messages around that. We're going to say puts beginning sync with remote server, and then we'll put SSH, no, what is it, remote SSH host. Oh, I need double quotes. Yeah, so it looks like it's getting hung up. I think it might be getting hung up because I've never connected to it, and it's probably asking me if it wants me to accept the key for the remote host and add it as like a trusted key. Or it's just not... Oh, I think it's because root is the only user that exists right now. Root is the one that has access with my key. But why is it not working still with SSH root? Sure, we could try it here too. Stop. Run. Yeah, is it still booting up or something? I mean, it looks like it's ready. Console. Backups, login. Well, there's no password on it that I know of. So, oh, there we go. Now it's working. Okay. So now we're connected. Actually, since this is actually the one I want. See, look, now it's hanging. I don't know what the deal is with that. Well, I accepted the key, though. I accepted it as like a trusted key, so hopefully this will go through. Well, I'm gonna trust that rsync command works because I'm pretty sure it will, and it's like the only untested piece. So if it doesn't work, that will be easy to debug. And I'm pretty sure the only reason it's hanging up is because of my network connection with it that I'm having a problem with. Unless it's still just like running through updates. Because it's such a new box and it just got provisioned, it's still processing. Okay, well anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider this done. Done and working, so I'm going to check that one off. All I need to do when I push this up to production now is make sure all of these configuration variables are all set. And as long as those are all set properly for production values, then all of the rest of this should work. And it should rotate my backups, sync it remotely, and post error messages to Discord if it fails. And then I can just replace my cruddy little bash script, so like let me SSH to my Minecraft server if it will let me. Yeah, see, I'm having problems connecting to that one too. So maybe it's not just my Minecraft server because that other one's having problems too. Maybe it's that whole data center. DigitalOcean. Is this some good publicity for you? By the way, there's an affiliate link. You can get $100 in credit if you click the link in my description. Not kidding. For DigitalOcean. You'll get $100 credit if you sign up. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll have to check on that server, the new one and the old one. Okay, so now I'm back in here. Good. Now I forgot what I was going to check on the production server now. But now I just want to get into the backup server. Oh, I wanted to look up the existing bash script. But now, see, look, it'll work 1 second and it just won't work the next. So, okay, I'm gonna call it there. I got it working. I got the backup script all rolled out. Well, it's not launched, but this code is good, and I'm actually going to create a git ignore fake server, ignore backup test. Yep. Okay. And let's see, do I want to push this? Do I want to push this to GitHub? Is it safe? Well, I definitely don't want to put my webhook URL. And in fact, I want to delete that webhook now. Webhooks, we can go ahead and delete it. Okay, and dir to back up, we can just say, like, give it an example directory. DB user, username, host, DB name, password, backup counts. Yeah, okay, cool. So I am gonna push this. Oh yeah, you know, GitHub allows you private repos now, which is pretty cool, and they're free. I mean, that's the thing. They used to cost money, and Bitbucket would let you do it for free. So, like, this script isn't mature enough to be shared really with everyone at large. I know what I'll do. I'll just commit this one to my NanoDano. I've got my personal projects, and then I've got the Dev Dungeon projects. But because I do want to save this for posterity, I'm gonna go ahead and call this the Minecraft backup. Okay, so we're gonna git init, git status, git add, oh no, git reset. And in the git ignore, I want to also add the .idea. And because I use VS Code, I'm gonna do that one too. Okay, git status, git add, git status. One last double check. And I'll add a super bad readme. And that's going to be Minecraft backup script in Ruby. Ruby script to back up Minecraft server remotely, Minecraft server and database, sync remotely, and rotate backups to preserve disk space. Okay, use configure variables at the top of script, review code, run with no arguments. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, go ahead and install the plugins. Okay, let me go back to the console. We'll git status, git add the readme, git commit, and then give it a message. Working backup script. Yeah, one more look just to make sure I'm not committing like any sensitive data. You know, my username there is okay, and whatever, that's fine. Yeah, nothing sensitive, nothing looks sensitive. Yeah, it all looks good. I'm gonna push it just so I never lose it, because this is just a virtual machine. It's not like synced up with Dropbox or anything. So Git is really my one way of preserving things here. So let's see, let's make this bigger. Let's do plus, new repository. And even GitHub is running slow for me. This is the last thing I'm going to do tonight. It's a late stream for me tonight. And actually earlier today, posted, let's see if it even pulls up. Oh, come on GitHub, you timed out. Create new. Yeah, this is going to be Minecraft backup script. Ruby script to backup Minecraft server, database, sync remotely, and rotate backups. Create. Get that URL right there. Git remote add origin, and oops. And give it this. Oh, why is it not working? Paste this way. Okay. And then git push origin master. And then it should show up as soon as we refresh. Maybe when it gets a little more mature. If it pushes, see? Hopefully the stream has been steady and not cutting out. Try it again. Okay. So yeah, earlier me and Ronald Eddings from SecDevOps AI, we recorded this Drupal 8.6.9 remote code execution vulnerability. We kind of walked through it and demonstrated it and showed how you can upgrade. And then the night before I did some live coding on port scanners. Before that, a couple nights on Minecraft, some Django and HTML and CSS stuff. Login with Discord, OAuth. Discord bots, learning Rust. Just to give you an idea of some of the other stuff. Some of the other stuff that I do on this channel. Okay, so my last step here is to push all this code up to GitHub, but it looks like it's running a little slow. And the music is timing out too. There we go. Maybe now that the music is back, maybe GitHub is back. It's so bizarre because these are timing out while the stream is doing okay. Yeah, see, that one just refreshed okay. Yeah, that pulled up okay. This one's pulling up okay. Now, why is this git push having such a problem? Git remote ls, git remote -v, that's what it is. Git remote -v lists your remotes. That's fine, yeah. I want to git push to origin master. Okay, well, I'm not gonna keep up the stream on that, so I didn't get a ton of my to-do tasks done today, but I did get one that was very important to me, which is backing up the server. So I got a good script going that will do that properly, and it'll provide a number of backups. So the same backup doesn't just constantly get overwritten, and it'll sync it remotely, so I'm really happy with that. And I thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to do some more Minecraft stuff soon. Any tips you got for the server, any other ideas or anything are appreciated. And thanks to everybody who came out and chat. Everybody have a good night.